Hello. I am. Things like buy stones for your phone, that kind of thing. It was interesting. Then the next one I wanted to talk about was, I guess, a bridge between this phone as internet, and you could kind of browse the web in a sense. Maybe buy things like buy stones for your phone, that kind of thing. It was interesting. Then the next one I wanted to talk about was, I guess, a bridge between some of these phones that I mentioned. Right? It was something aspirational for me. I really liked the HTC Dream because it had a swipe up. And I bought this phone kind of commemorating some of these things, right? And I bought this phone kind of commemorating some of these things, right? I had an Xperia phone, the Xperia Z1, and this was one of the phones that kind of inspired me to get a phone from the Xperia lineup. It was, it had this compact layout, it had the slide out keyboard, the satisfying action, Android, and it was a clever skin of Android. I liked this phone a lot, and I bought it because it was one of my dream phones from back in the day, and it ties into my Xperia. It ties into these first phones. I hope you enjoyed this video. I think today it's already finished, the video. I don't have anything more to. I think I have more footage, and I bought this phone kind of commemorating some of these things, right? I had an Xperia phone, the Xperia Z1, and this was one of the HTC Dream because it had a swipe up keyboard, and I bought this phone kind of commemorating. Then the next phone I wanted to talk about was, I guess, a bridge between some of these phones that I mentioned. Right? It was something aspirational for me. I really liked the HTC Dream because it had a swipe up keyboard, and I bought this phone kind of commemorating some of these things. Right? I had an Xperia phone, the Xperia Z1, and this was one of the phones that kind of inspired me to get a phone from the Xperia lineup. It had this compact layout, it had the slide out keyboard, the satisfying action, Android, and it was a clever. Oh, I didn't know. I hadn't noticed, I guess. Thank you. Some of these things, right? I had an Xperia phone, the Xperia Z1, and this was one of the phones that kind of inspired me to get a phone from the Xperia lineup. It was, it had this compact layout, it had the slide out keyboard, the satisfying action. Thanks. Android, and it was a clever. I think it doesn't come across that I didn't get it. I think with the previous context in the video, it's understandable, right? That I didn't actually have this phone when I wanted it, right? I don't know, of Android. I liked this phone a lot, and I bought it because it was one of my dream phones from back in the day, and it ties into my Xperia, it ties into these first phones. Hope you enjoyed this video. I think I have more footage, and I even left out a couple of phones that I didn't have. So if you found this video interesting and would like, also maybe I have some shitty phones, great, like this fidget spinner phone that I just bought because they are funny, right? But they are never actually used. I also have this pager kind of device from Japan, and for example, a Japanese phone, a very Japanese style flip phone from when I went to Japan. This was my mom's, no, not my mom's, my aunt's, my mom's sister. And yeah, I thought it was interesting. Right, so for the second video, I think I would like to show some of these other phones, maybe. Maybe I could put that in the video, right? Hope you enjoyed this video. I think I have more footage, and I even left out a couple of phones that I didn't have. So if you found this video interesting and would like maybe more chronologically ordered out a couple of phones that I didn't have. So if you found this video interesting and this video have, so if you that I didn't have, so if that I didn't have, so like maybe, so if you found this video, so if you found that I didn't have, so if you found this video that I didn't have. Okay, how is it? Was it like W? No. So if you found this video, no. Okay, I'm going to record something new. Filters, guitar, third, 1, 2, something like this. Hope you enjoyed this video. I think I have more footage, and I even left out a couple of phones that I didn't have. So if you have, so if you so if you so if you so if so if you so if you so if you so if you bro, where is the I used to know how to do this thing. It's just the clicking the select all tracks DaVinci. Alt Y.
To select clips to selection. They are clips backwards.
Alt Y, yes. Okay. I just needed to look that up. So if you found this, okay. So now I can even left out a couple of phones that I didn't have. So if you found this, for example, I have Japanese phones that I never actually used, but that I have, or fidget spinner phones that I never actually really used either. And I also have a script, a little bit of a script with some phones that my friends used to have that are part of their phone history and thus of my phone history, and also some other phones from family members and from other friends that come to mind right now. So yeah. Even left out a couple of phones that I didn't have. So if you found this video interesting and would like Hacer grabación. PS. Easier to just do this. Today is 2024. Today is 1st of May. It's something like the day of the workers over there or something, right? Well, here as well. So if you found this video interesting and would like maybe, for example, I have Japanese phones that I never actually used. More chronology. So if you have phones that I didn't have, so if you yeah, I did write that yesterday, but I think got drowned in more important messages. Yeah, maybe. For example, I have Japanese phones that I didn't have. For example, I have Japanese phones that I never actually used. That I didn't have. For example, I have Japanese phones that I never actually used, but that I have, or fidget spinner phones that I never actually really used either. And I also have a script, a little. Let's see, phones here. I mean, I'm showing this on stream, but a little bit of a script with have a script, a little bit of cropping, crop right a little bit like this. really script, a little bit of a script with some phones that my friends used to have that are part of their phone history and thus of my phone history, and also some other phones from family members and from other friends that come to mind right now. So yeah. So if you found this video interesting and would like maybe that come to mind right now. So if you found this video interesting and would like maybe a bit of a script with some phones that my friends used to have that are part of their phone history and thus of my phone history, and also some other phones from family members and from other friends that come to mind right now. So if you found this video interesting and would like maybe more chronologically ordered approach with my buying decisions, maybe something like that, a bit more in depth, feel free to leave a comment asking for that or requesting that. And if you reach this far, maybe you are interested in this topic of phones, so I would encourage you to do your own video telling your own story of phones. Because as you can see, this is not a video that will draw anyone, but if you reach this place, maybe it is because you are interested in the topic and in the personal stories that tie everyone to phones, right? This is not a video. This is not a video that will draw anyone, but if you reached this place, maybe it is because you are interested in the topic and in the personal stories that tie everyone to phones, right? So yeah, feel free to. Actually, I recommend a channel. I'm going to recommend Captain Two Phones, aka Mr. Mobile's channel, and yeah, you can watch a video of his. He talks a little about his phone history and all this, and he also has documented some things. So yeah, I recommend his channel. Goodbye. Okay. That's pretty decent. Hello. So I'm going to show my phone history and all of the phones that I have had, and yeah, talk a little bit about my phones. My first proper phone was the Sony Ericsson W200i from Movistar. This is the first phone that I properly had, and it is my first number. I can see my current phone number here in the back. This is the prepaid card, and it is my first number. I can see my current phone number. It is my first number. I can see my current phone number here in the back. This is the prepaid card, the SIM card that came. My first number. It is my first number. I can see my current phone number here in the back. This is the prepaid card, the SIM card that came with my phone. It's branded 2008. Expo Zaragoza 2008. I remember this phone pretty fondly because it had the Sony Ericsson Walkman kind of buttons and all this. My first proper phone was all of the phones that I have had, and yeah, talk a little bit about my phones. My first proper phone was the Sony Ericsson W200i from Movistar. This is the first phone that I properly had, and it is this is the first phone that I properly had, and it is my first number. I can see my current phone number here in the back. This is the prepaid card, the SIM card that came with my phone. It's branded 2008. Expo Zaragoza 2008. I remember this phone pretty fondly because it had the Sony Ericsson Walkman kind of buttons and all this. It had this music button. It had a plain only phone mode, that was pretty funny because it had the Sony Ericsson Walkman kind of buttons and all this. It had this music button. It had a plain only phone, plain only phone mode, sorry, plain only phone mode, sorry, that was pretty funny too, that let you listen to music and all this, and mode, sorry, that was pretty funny. Mode that was pretty funny. Plain only mode that was pretty funny too, that let you listen, had a plain only mode that was pretty funny too, that let you listen to music and all this, and I remember liking it a lot because of that. And the problem was that it was infrared, but yeah, this is an infrared sensor, or sensor emitter or whatever, so it can send and receive infrared. It had this music button, it had a plain only mode that was pretty funny, Walkman kind of buttons and all this. It had because it had the Sony Ericsson Walkman kind of button. I remember this phone pretty fondly because it had the Sony Ericsson Walkman kind of buttons and all this. It had this music button. It had a buttons and all this. It had this music button. It had a plain only mode that was pretty funny too, that let you listen to music and all this. And I remember liking it a lot because of that. And the problem was that it was infrared. But yeah, this is an infrared sensor, or sensor emitter or whatever. So it can send and receive infrared, but no one in my town had infrared, basically. No one had phones with infrared. So it only had, people only had Bluetooth to share music and all that. So I was left alone in that sense. And that's my bittersweet memory with this. Another funny thing about the Walkman things was that it came with a lot of accessories, right? It came with this. It came with these speakers. And back then, I'm not sure if you guys remember, but every phone had a different connector. So these speakers had a special Sony Ericsson connector. And the phone, basically in the back, has like these strange things. I thought that was funny. The next one in my collection is this Zoho V719, which is basically a Chinese iPhone clone, mini. This is super small, as you can see. Smaller than the palm of my hand right now. And it is pretty funny. It's a Chinese clone of an iPhone. It didn't have any iOS or whatever, but compared to the W200Y, compared to this one, it was an upgrade because it had Bluetooth, it had Wi-Fi, it had Java. Right? You could play Java games on this, and they run really well. Clone of an iPhone. It didn't have any iOS or, and it is pretty funny. It's a Chinese clone, smaller than the palm of my hand right now, and it is pretty funny. It's a Chinese clone of an iPhone. It didn't have any iOS or whatever, but compared to the W200Y, compared to the, and it is pretty funny. It's a Chinese clone of an iPhone, and it is pretty funny. It's a Chinese clone of an iPhone. It is pretty funny. 100 now, and it is pretty funny. It's a Chinese funny. It's a Chinese. It's pretty funny. It's a it's a Chinese clone of an. It's a Chinese. This is super small, as you can see. Right now, and it is pretty funny. Right now, and it is pretty funny. It's such. It is pretty funny. It's a Chinese clone of an iPhone. It didn't have any iOS or whatever, but compared to the W200Y, compared to this one, it was an upgrade because it had Bluetooth, it had Wi-Fi, it had Java, right? You could play Java games on this and they run well. It had this antenna for TV, but in Spain, at this point, television was already digital, right? So it didn't work. But that was kind of a big thing that phones, Chinese phones, advertised. This was bought in a website called Microcubo. It was 100 euros, like 95 euros or something like this.
What comes to mind
And
now
I
is
remember
that I
liking
should
it a
maybe do
lot.
this video in Spanish.
It was
right?
super small.
I think people, well,
It's pretty light.
I'm going to
It had
obviously
two
upload the
batteries
one in
the
English,
box.
but I'm
Two
thinking
of
that
these
maybe people in Spain
lithium-ion
kind
or
of like the
however
video.
they're called in English. And I thought it was funny.
I
The
still have
camera,
some
I'm not
uni
sure if you
stuff
can see it.
to... Whoa, when was this? Fuck. 10 minutes ago almost. I still have some uni stuff to do, but I just got to know that I don't need to come to work tomorrow. So I work from home, so I can sleep till whenever. No, since I will be going till 9. Wait, is that what you wrote yesterday for today? Or you also don't have work tomorrow? Because I know in Madrid, tomorrow there is no work as well. But it's in Madrid because of like Madrid's National Day or whatever. Well, regional day. Or whatever, however they're called in English. And I thought it was funny. The camera, not sure if you can see it there, it's pretty trash, but it did the job. And I liked it. It was a fun phone to have. And yes, I said it ran Java games, which is what I wanted. You would have to re-record all the phone clips too, so it would be a lot of work, no? Yeah, in that sense, yes, but in another sense, it's still... I don't know, like it's fun for me. Probably the main thing stopping me is not the work, but whether I want people watching my video in Spanish, right? That is, I guess, the main question. And I liked it. It was a fun phone to have. And yes, I said it ran Java games, which is what I wanted. But the typing experience was trash. You can see this video that I made, Zoho V719, that I will link in the description if you want to watch a review of it. It's pretty funny. Nowadays, it's from 2010, so you can see that the quality of the video is awful, but you can see the phone operating, and it is an interesting video. Afterwards, I will talk a little bit more about this Chinese site because it will be relevant. But for the moment, I'm going to the next phone. The next phone is this Samsung Galaxy Mini. It's a pretty iconic phone with the green border, metallic, all plastic, removable back, removable battery. But this was already a winning phone. I like this one a lot. It had a microSD card, it had a headphone jack for like these days, I guess. And it was generally a pretty good phone. It had Android, which was, I guess, the big upgrade from when this phone came along. This one had Android, so it had already a lot of new features and you could do a lot of stuff with it compared to the phone before, right? I'm not sure if I had Instagram and kind of the social media apps with this phone already, but I did have WhatsApp. So yeah, I guess, for example, with this phone, I didn't have WhatsApp. I barely texted with anyone and I didn't call. So yeah, basically I could duplicate the
communication.
timeline
But with this one,
and do a lot of the same things.
started to happen. It's not like I was the most popular person ever, right? I wasn't. But I guess it was when it started to be useful, having a phone. I still keep the box, by the way. It has stuff in it that it doesn't belong. And here we can see the specs. HSDPA, 7.2 megabits per second, Edge GPRS, a 3.14 inches TFT LCD, a 3 megapixels camera, touch width for Android, that was feature apparently. It had Wi-Fi BGN, and it is the Samsung GT S5570. Pretty cool phone. I made a review of this phone as well. Well, by the way, the reviews are in Spanish, so maybe take that into account. But I did make a review of the phone in Spanish.
Maybe if people in English
say
say something like, I don't know, maybe for some reason this video gets watched by more than the regular amount of people, which I don't think so, but maybe, right? I wanted to show it because of this. The next phone that I had was a Samsung Galaxy Note 2. I have the box still. The problem is that I don't have the actual phone because it got stolen when I went to Rome. But yeah, this one had a quad-core GPU, 1.6 gigahertz, HD Super AMOLED, 5.5 inches screen. I loved this phone. 8 megapixels camera with autofocus, S Pen. It had the S Pen. I loved the S Pen, man. I haven't gotten a phone with an S Pen, but I've been thinking about it. The new flip phones are kind of changing my mind, but I don't know, I might go back to the S Pen. And I really love this phone. I hate that I got it stolen when I was in Rome. And I still keep some accessories like these. This is from the Chinese shop, so it was like €1 or something. But I love this phone a lot. I have a picture of the phone itself from 2013, December. This was probably when I bought the phone and it was like doing the first day updates. This is a picture of the Grand Theft Auto 5 map taken with my Galaxy Note. This is my high school. So you can see it wasn't the best camera, but man, it was a decent camera for the time. The next phone that I have had, I don't even have it here. The only thing I keep from it is this receipt of when it broke and I have to take it to a shop to get it repaired. Sony Xperia Z1, Sony Xperia Z1, and as you can see, it was 80 euros, but I never actually replaced the screen. So I left it there at the shop, never went to pick it up. Not sure why. Also didn't pay the 80 euros, but they kept the phone. So yeah, it probably has been torn apart for parts, or I don't know. I did go to get my Samsung S7, which is an spoiler for the next phone, but that is my phone. And I liked this phone. It was waterproof, also an Android phone. I think I remember dropping it playing Pokemon Go. I played Pokemon Go and I dropped it in Asturias in a trip. And then the next phone, the S7, I also dropped it playing Pokemon Go like 3 days after I bought it. That's why I had the two phones to repair. This is a picture, for example, of my high school. And this was taken with the Sony Xperia Z1. It's this C6903. And it took decent pictures. I think you can tell the upgrade from the Galaxy Note. Also, I guess it was a better setting, a more beautiful one. But you can definitely tell the upgrade from the Note. And it was a good phone. It certainly wonder if people can know where I live from this picture. I'm sure GeoWizard or whatever would be like, oh, okay, this is so easy. I think also with my metadata, it's super easy. Like if you just Google me, you can find it so quickly. But good phone. It certainly it was waterproof, as I said. I liked it a lot. Also, I guess it was a better setting, a more beautiful one, but you can definitely tell the upgrade from the Note. And it was a good phone. It certainly it was waterproof, as I said. I liked it a lot. I shame that I don't have something to represent it, but later on you will see that I do have a small homage to it. This is the next phone I have, the Samsung Galaxy S7. I think you could tell by the spoiler that I did. This is its current form. It's inside its case, and it's super strangely damaged. I wanted to check out why. That's why I'm wearing gloves, and that's why I'm making this video, to remember my phones. And yeah, this was after the screen cracked for the second time. The first time it cracked a few days after, and then I repaired the screen on my own. Like when it broke down, after years of use, before like in 2018, buying my new phone. And yeah, this was a good phone. Samsung cameras are decent, so I think the pictures that this one took were pretty okay. And even after my phone died, after I stopped using this one and started using the OnePlus, I still used it to take some pictures inside and all this. I replaced it because the battery started basically not having any battery. It was a dual SIM phone, Samsung Galaxy S7 Duos, bought from a website from like that imported phones from Saudi Arabia or whatever, but it was based in Hong Kong. Strange deal. But it was relatively cheap because of that, so it was a good phone. This is a picture that I took with my Galaxy S7. Well, I didn't take it, obviously, this is me, and this is my college. And I got it taken with my phone. This is the SM. Well, as you can see, it now tells you where it was taken, and it is the SM G930F. And now we move to the current phone, which is my OnePlus 6. Not sure if you can see the 6. The speed you need. OnePlus 6. I still keep the box. And obviously, I still keep the phone. It's the phone I use. I want to replace it soon because it doesn't have any battery. I use this speaking case, obviously. It's plugged in, obviously. Use a lot of the time. It works. And I have a screen protector. It has gone up through like 4 or 5 screen protectors because it has 5-6 years almost. Micro USB-C, sorry. The Samsung was micro USB. 2 cameras now. It has the sensor, the thumb sensor over here in the back. It's a bit scrapped up on this edge. It has the 2 cameras now. It has the sensor, the thumb sensor or whatever here in the back. Is it in focus? Sensor. Okay, no. That's why I put it, I guess, like that. USB. 2 cameras now. It has the sensor, the thumb sensor or whatever here in the back. It's a bit scrapped up on this edge. It's a bit scratched up there, but it's a good phone. It has lasted me quite a while. For the battery, it's still rolling, so yeah, I like it. It has taken me. I have taken it in so many adventures, you could say. It has accompanied me through. Okay. It has accompanied. I have taken it in so many. It has taken me. I have taken it in so many adventures, you could say. It has. I like it. I have taken it in so many adventures, you could say. It has accompanied me through my Germany stay, then through my COVID years. It's been through a lot. It's been dropped a lot of times. It's still lasting, so yeah, I have a lot of love for this phone, and mine handy. A lot of respect. And yeah, it's respect. And yeah, it's still what I use. So it works fine, except for the battery. This is for the battery. This is a picture of an example picture that I took with my phone. Polizei BMW in Munich, back when I was living there. OnePlus A6000. You cannot see this thing, but you can believe me. And this is another one, more recent one, 2022, back in Munich in party mode, I guess, already with long hair. And yeah, OnePlus A600, well, A6000. The next phones that I want to mention were that kind of thing that I was teaching before, which is the phones that I wanted but that I couldn't get, and now I'm
in the story, right? So back in the Zoho days, in this Chinese clone phone days, there was kind of iPhone was starting, right? So there was kind of this battle of iPhone versus Android, and I kind of was on the side of Android more or less. I got a clone iPhone, but I liked Android more. I liked the HTC Dream
by the way.
a lot because it had this kind of swipe keyboard. I thought it was really cool. This kind of swipe keyboard. I thought it was really cool. So when the Chinese phone that was my Mega Dream phone, right? Then this Chinese phone had competitors, right? Bigger Chinese iPhone clones, and they were also Android clones, right? They were phones that didn't even have an Android system, and this one was one of these, right? The iPhone Dream G2. And this phone, you can see in the box that it has Android logos. It has kind of Google branding, right? And it says Android here in the back. It's green like an Android. iPhone was this brand that made clones of iPhones. This is the phone. This was the actual phone that I wanted, but that I couldn't get. And it was so funny because it had these chargers that are Android logos, but the phone does not even run Android. This was before that. It only had kind of Google services or some kind of thing like that. Basically, it had a Google installed, and they said powered by Google or some shit like that. It was so funny. And I wanted this phone instead of this one. But yeah, you can see, I guess, the difference in size. The screen size is a bit bigger. Both are equally trash, probably. But I wanted this one. Both costed around the same. But I never actually got to have this one and got this one instead. This was a story of a phone I wanted to tell. This kind of ties between the Chinese phone and the Android phone that I got after. Right? It sits kind of, it would sit kind of like this. I think it's an interesting story. Then, going back again, I have this phone, which is my mom's phone, and this is actually my first phone memory. So my first phone memory was with this phone, playing Space Impact, the game Space Impact in this phone in the hospital for some reason. This phone also features in my channel, playing the thing. And maybe buy things. Maybe buy things. Why does this sound so bad? Let me from back in the day. And it ties into my Xperia. It ties into these first phones. Hope you enjoyed this video. I think I have more footage, and I even left out a couple of phones. And okay, sounds. For example, I have Japanese phones that I never actually used, but. Okay, I think that's ready for export. I'm not sure if it can handle me exporting while streaming. Let's see. Only one way to find out. File name. $15 minutes.
How can I? Is the video fluid? Is it working? Does OBS get super stressed or something? Am I losing frames? Doesn't seem like it, right? 0 frames lost. YouTube, the YouTube tab seems open and responding. DaVinci seems to be handling itself okay. Okay, that's decent, acceptable. So far it's fine. Perfect. Yeah, so I don't know what else. I didn't have anything planned. Oh, I can show you the thumbnail I edited. I'm not going to open it in Photoshop just in case, but this is the thumbnail. I think that the fact that I'm serious is bad, but I don't know. I was serious when I was posing with this box, and that is, I guess, the one that you have to use as the bottom layer, because, well, not really you have to. I could have just retaken it, but no, that's nice. My plan yesterday was to use, like, to do the thumbnail while it was editing, right? But then I thought, it's going to crash everything, right? If I open Photoshop while I'm streaming, while I'm opening Chrome and all this with the YouTube tab and all that, I was like, my computer is going to fucking explode. So I was like, fuck it, I'll just do it before. I guess I think it's fine. I think it looks really good. I think it's funny. Let's see. I liked the vibe. It reminds me of like Ganesh or something like that, right? With a lot of arms. That vibe. Do I have any recommendations? Because I said on the stream that I wanted to give kind of recommendations or something. Not really, I guess. Haven't watched any movies or anything like that or read books lately, to be honest. I watched Past Lives the other day. I tweeted about it, and the movie Past Lives, I recommend it. It was good. I liked it. And I do have a recommendation, a channel recommendation. It's called Minime, Mini M-I-N-I-M-M-E, and he is a YouTuber that does kind of reviews of old games and all that, and I liked his approach. This channel. I watched this video about the Wii Fit board, and it was really funny. The game is interesting. It makes me want to get a Wii, so maybe that is my recommendation. Talking about old phones, talking about old consoles, right? His thumbnails are also pretty funny. 1.7 million views. See, he also does some stuff related to mobile games, like this Just Cause 2 Lost mobile game. He has some videos talking about Java games. Yeah, Cyberpunk's forgotten Java mobile game. So yeah, I liked the channel because of that as well. The thumbnails are always pretty funny. I think the funny thumbnails are because he's Australian. This is my theory, right? Because he's Australian, he has this kind of intrinsic humor. He reminds me of the Garbage Time guy. Dunk Pods guy. This guy, he's so funny. Dunk Pods. Might have to watch these videos as well. He's Australian as well, so he has this funny accent and funny, I don't know, way of talking. Well, I can only recommend anime, since I don't do much in general. What anime do you recommend, actually? I wanted to watch an anime, actually, to re-watch an anime called Capeta, which is a karting anime where he kind of becomes a Formula 1 driver. He's this poor Japanese Japanese kid. His dad builds a car for him and he races and all that. And I watched it when I was a kid, but I wanted to rewatch it to, I don't know, get those vibes again. But I don't know, it's hard for me to rewatch anime for some reason. Well, to watch anime, because it's like the whole project of watching a whole anime is long, but the episodes are kind of short and unsatisfying, I guess, right? They are made in this way to kind of make you want more. I don't know, but they don't really work on me for some reason. Like, I don't get super addicted. I don't know, I'm not complaining, right? I don't think I want to get more addicted to anime or whatever. But I don't know, it is sad because I did want to rewatch Capita, and I like Initial D a lot as a concept, but I don't actually, I have never rewatched Initial D, actually, right? If you want movies, I recommend A Silent Voice. If you are looking for 12 episodes, it would be Bocce the Rock. See, I also have all of the Studio Ghibli movies downloaded, but I haven't watched all of them. But every time I watch one, I never regret it. That is true. Control movies. Silent Voice. Let's see. Koe no Katachi. $130 damn, that's long. And I have these movies pending. Related to the stream, I have these movies. True Grit, because of that Calculus of Grit essay from BGR. And also After Sun, because of the movie that I mentioned, which was Past Lives. Bocchi the Rock. I don't have a list of animes to watch, to be honest. I'm going to put it on the here. Bocchi the Rock. Bocchi the Rock. Zarok. Twelve episodes. Anime Rec. Music. I'm going to put it or something. If I want some music inspiration or something. Any movie by Nakwa Yamada? It's a recommendation. In my book. Your Name. I've never watched Your Name. Weathering with You, I not only watched but read the book too. Yes, I never read the books, lol. I was reading the book from the Howl's Moving Castle. That book, the book or the original book, but I never finished the book. Okay, time to upload. Unless... Okay. Phones 2024, phones 1080, boom. Uploading. Hello, I'm going to show my phone history and all of the phones that I have had, and yeah, talk a little bit about my phones. My first proper phone was the ...2024. Okay, I have the timestamp 00, the timestamp 007, intro 0007, Sony Ericsson W200i, O140 Zoho V719, O326 Samsung Galaxy Mini, phones I've had. My personal phones. O521 Samsung Galaxy Note 2, . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . Oh wait. Oh wait. Ghibli, I only watched basically everything. Not really the new stuff, but never read anything. Yeah, I guess I didn't actually read anything else either. Galaxy S7 Duos. Oh 0943. Other phones in my history. 1233, 1233. Siphone Dream G2. (1404), 1404 Nokia 3310, 1456, 1456 Siemens AX72 question mark. (1535) Sony Ericsson. Wait, where is the Xperia? This is a picture of the next phone that I Sony Xperia Z1 is 632. The next phone that I have, the next phone 632 Sony Xperia Z1 Sony Ericsson Xperia X10 Mini Pro. And 16, what is this? 25 outro. Boom. Times stamps. Then links. Zoho V719 review. Boom. Okay. uploading the thumbnail. Yeah, I don't know. Should I link? And the dream. Fuck it. Let's look up GSM Arena. Maybe I could leave there something like the microcubo links or whatever, but I don't know. Control H, microcubo. Let's see. Microcubo page archive link. Fuck it. For the phones I've had and some of the phones that I wanted to have. Añadir. Let's video. Elegir video de tu canal. Fuck it, let's do something like that. Is that tie everyone to phones, right? So yeah, feel free to. Actually, I recommend a channel. I'm going to recommend Captain Two Phones, aka Mr. Mobile's channel, and yeah, you can watch a video of his. He talks a little about his phone history and all this, and he also has documented some things. So yeah, I recommend his channel. Goodbye. Público. Publicar. Fuck it, let's publish this one as private. No, siguiente, oculto, copiar, guardar, cerrar, editar. Raw video. This took me, I guess, like 3 days of editing. 2 hours per day, approx. Coscorro, WhatsApp Cuadro. I have just uploaded a video about my history with phones. And I am going to tweet about it. My history with phones 2024. Sorry. And the raw video for whoever's into that. Boom. Lit. Thank you. And yeah, that's what I wanted to do today. I wanted to finish this video, and I did it. Nice. Today was a well-rounded day. I didn't get a job today. Not yesterday, not the day before, which I thought would happen. So I guess I am lightly disappointed on that, but also relieved because low-key I didn't want to get that job. So yesterday night I was looking at remote jobs and all that. Oops. Yeah, yesterday night I was looking at remote jobs because I realized very strongly that, okay, fuck, that is the blueprint, right? What I was trying to do of going into an office or blah, 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 blah. I don't want that anymore. Well, I wasn't trying to do that. That was the opportunity that arose. But when that opportunity arose, I was like, fuck, I don't want to show up in that way to the world right now, right? Like my vision suddenly became way more clear, right? Being presented with that opportunity, it was an opportunity, I guess, but being presented with that made me realize many things, versus like just the prospect and the numbers that were being discussed and all that made me go like, what the fuck? So yeah, the problem is that I'm not sure. I doubt I'm going to get the remote job. Right? That's the problem. Sounds good, I think. Now you have a clear goal. Yeah. The goal now it's clearer, and especially not just the goal. I used to have the same goal 2 years ago, right? The problem was that the goal, like the reasons why I wanted that, were like I was lying to myself on the reasons why I wanted them, why I wanted the goal. Now I am lying to myself less in that sense, right? Now I know more clearly about why. I want to pull up a tweet because I don't know. I know I'm doing this, but me gusta. Sí, visas avatar. Okay. Wait, what is Visa's thing? Visa tweeted something that I thought interesting. Didn't I like the tweets, bro? Here. Yes. I've been brewing this somewhat ominous sense that one of the most valuable things I could have done for myself as a writer over the decades is would have been like something like have better metadata, i.e. comment your code, i.e. over-explain the context because the context always dissipates. Basically, don't be cryptic. In the moment, it makes perfect sense because you've had the context, but it won't tomorrow because you've forgotten the context in which you wrote it. I've lost probably 10 plus years of otherwise over-useful work because I was too cryptic. Woman leaves cryptic message in Notes app for future self to decipher. Let's see what 2017 Visa had to say about this. Basically the same thing, lol. I suppose, to be fair, I've been a lot better at it from 2017 to 2020, blah, blah, blah. And I realized that I do the exact same thing in my streams, right? Which is a problem. So I think maybe I will do my streams way shorter, right? From now on. And do like maybe cut at 5:30. And from 5:30 to 6 p.m. I will say the things that I want to say, but that I don't want to say out loud on stream, on video, and at least record the context for posterity or something, right? Because right now the context is clear, but I don't know, it's not information that I like to share and all that. So yeah. Fuck it. I write it. I can write it on stream, but not showing the text. I mean, it's boring to watch, but interesting experiment actually. Let's see how it goes. Okay. Hashtag on stream. I mean, it's bad practice that I do it on stream. On stream experiment. So this tweet from Visa, and I related a lot because I've been doing this on stream way too often, and I think I have to change that. I was talking about the remote job thing, right? About the remote job thing. I will link the stream on the description. Well, not in the description, right here. I will link the stream after I'm done. Actually, I can link it right now. I can do this. Compartir stream. I was talking about the remote thing on stream. I will timestamp it later. it's around 1 hour and change into it. On stream, control K link, vale. And I mentioned that I clarified the reasons why I want to get a remote job, because I had the same goal like 2 years before, but I was lying to myself regarding in those reasons, right? Regarding the why. I can say the why, I don't mind saying the why. The previous why. The previous why was that I felt underpaid elsewhere, right? I felt underpaid in Spain, which is still true, right? That is still true, but it is not like I never actually cared about money that much as it is evident, right? as it is evident. If I actually cared about money, I would have done the smart thing, which would be to get a job in Spain for 1 year or something, right? And then leverage that job into a better job. And I would have padded my resume a little bit better, and I would have executed a little bit like some things, right? I would have applied myself better to do some things, but I haven't done that. Previous why was that I felt underpaid in Spain and whoa, what did I say? Time stamp later. It's around but me gusta si quizás okay. So, but later into it. Whoa, what did I say? The previous why was compartir stream the reasons why I want to get a remote job, because I had the same goal like 2 years before. The previous why was that I felt underpaid elsewhere, right? I felt underpaid in Spain, which is still true, right? That is still true, but it is not like I never actually cared about money that much as it is evident, right? as it is evident. If I actually cared about money, I would have done the smart thing, which would be to get a job in Spain for 1 year or something, right? And then leverage that job into a better job. And I would have padded my resume a little bit better, and I would have executed a little bit like some things, right? I would have applied myself better to do some things, but I haven't done that. Previous why was that I felt underpaid in Spain and I think I now know other things, right? I think before I didn't have such clear context, right? I didn't have such a clear goal, right? I knew that it was a goal, and I had this sense of opportunity, right? I believed in the future, right? I believed in opportunity or something, but I didn't have a sense of towardness, right? Maybe it's something like towardsness versus awareness. Before, I think that some of the perks were
convenient and sound convenient, and now some of those perks sound much more critical, right? Okay, let's go into why. Silently. Okay, I think I clarified a couple of things. I will leave stream for now. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being here. And goodbye.